Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Virtual Power Teams podcast. And today, again, we have a very exciting guest, Nadja Petranovskaja. As the name may tell, she is Russian. She's psychologist, and we've met, I guess, Nadja must have been 2 years ago, but it was immediate connection. In fact, we discovered ourselves online, watching at each other's videos, and then just reached out and had lunch in Hamburg, where we both live. And since then, Nadia is a very close friend, and I love to brainstorm with her. So, apart from having a degree in psychology, Nadia founded, not sure how many years ago. You will tell us. Shiny Eyes. So she's the lady who makes Monday the day you'd love to come. So you cannot wait to get Monday and you go to work with shiny eyes. So she's the magician, she's the Wonder Woman that can make your Monday desirable and your employees appearing on the screen or in the office with the shiny eyes. And she has many more tricks and tools and wisdom to share with us during the interview. She's a founder of Wondercards, so she creates miracles apart from the shiny eyes. But for all of this, let's talk step by step. One thing and last thing, both of us, what made us so close over the years is that we easily find inspiration in so many things. She will share some sources of inspiration. I remember when I shared that this year, 2020, before the corona was announced, as the year of the dancing for me. So it was all about dancing, Bulgarian folk dances and so on. So immediately sprinkled and nurtured my imagination. So we have a exciting guest today, Nadja Petranovskaja. Welcome, Nadja. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Thank you, Peter. There are so many kind words you already shared with your audience about me. So I really feel like, okay, can I really fill it up with content they would like to listen and they feel also more shiny eyes after that. So because you already shared a lot of things I'm doing, I would like to give them the common why. So why the hell am I doing all this crazy or less crazy stuff like creating products, taking care about how people are going to work? And the name More Shiny Eyes, it came to me out of the observation that especially in Germany, people are totally looking towards Friday. And it's always, thanks God, it's Friday feeling. And already on Wednesday, people start to tell like it's Bergfest in Germany. So it's like half a week is done. And for me, it was always sad how people are looking to the things they are doing and how they value or do not value their lifetime. Because if 5 days a week you're waiting for this 5 days be gone, and then the only one thing you're looking forward is the weekend, so you're wasting 5 days of the week. And I was looking into it, and as a psychologist, totally related to the topic of motivation. So what is missing? What is the missing part so that people are not looking forward? And you cannot always blame the company you're working for. There is this change it, live it, or love it. So you always could say leave the company, but I know many people that are changing jobs, but they're not changing the attitude. They're still looking forward to the Friday. So this more shiny eyes really was there as a motto for me to get up in the morning, because I think when I create this field where everyone is happy, then more people also will, you know, have a kind of positive virus to the people around them. And then we create this spread and everyone is happy and no one is looking forward to Friday. They are looking forward to every day and enjoying it. And then we have so many less problems that as the answer or as the outcome of this attitude, we could work less, we could spend more time together, we could have time for our hobbies and sport and love. And you know, all this in my mind creates a really picture of a different world. It's not just I'm doing something like consulting or to make this. for me, it's really a big, big, big picture.
Absolutely. No, great vision with the more shiny eyes. And you've mentioned, inspiring people so they can inspire others and have these waves of inspiration. And I know you've recently created a community. I'd like to come to this a little bit later. What are the principles of creating a self-growing and expanding community? But now you are a psychologist and you are a facilitator. And you have created
Yes.
these wonder cards for facilitation without agenda, without revealing further secrets. What, from your perspective, are the top success factors for effective facilitation?
That's a big question. And I think, again, it's really not um, the what to do, but the how to do. And on the backside of the Wonder Cards, I do have those three principles. And the principle number one for me in facilitation is always to say people over tools.
Mhm.
So if you say facilitation is not just managing the tools, especially now because we are so in the virtual world and we're suffering a bit with all these buttons and things you can click on, that it's still not about tools, not the virtual tools, not the physical tools we used before. It is always about people. And if you see yourself in the facilitation room as a host who creates the space for others to thrive, to flourish, to engage themselves, to listen well, you care about people. You don't care about methods or tools or technical stuff. You really care that the people you are facilitating can work together, whatever the topic is. And then that's for me is the magic, that you can be stupid in tools. As long you really take care about the people, you will find also the ways.
Mhm.
Because there is this quote, I think it was Goethe said, if you want something really, really hard, you will find a way. If you don't want it, you will find an excuse.
Mhm.
So if someone's saying, I'm not good in, for me, it always sounds like an excuse, because someone is not really motivated in not willing to get there, to finish it, to be the person who can do that. And it's all coming from within. There is no such thing as the world has to give it to me. I can create it by myself, and everyone can. Everyone has more resources than we can spend in our life to create all of this results and feelings and outcomes and impact. That's the final thing we want to have, right? We want to have impact. We don't just need all to-do lists checked, right? We want to have impact. We want to have this positive vibrations at the end.
Yes, great. And I love the way you kind of succinctly reveal the secrets. Now, Corona put us all working virtual, all working from home office, social distancing. Now, as a facilitator that enjoys the people contact, you have to change big time in order to do it virtually. What are the secrets, or what are the new things you discovered? Where is the essence of the effective virtual collaboration or
Yeah,
facilitation? Yeah, collaboration
yeah,
and facilitation
yeah.
both.
That's for the facilitation collaboration are very close together. And you already mentioned the community I've started. So I wouldn't say I created it, because you cannot create a community alone. It's always a group of people. So in the very beginning of Corona last year, it was the third week of March last year, I was feeling exactly what you said, alone.
Mhm.
Everything is canceled and you are alone in your box, yeah, your virtual environment here. So you have your computer, you have your room, you have your books, and you have all the stuff, the physical stuff you usually take with you to a workshop, but you don't use it. And and I said, I don't want to be alone. So for me, the top thing I learned last year and still learning this year is never do things alone when you have a question, or if it overwhelming you. Always put yourself together with someone. And I started having Monday calls with colleagues. So first call, I think there were five of us, and we were just complaining, oh, everything is canceled and no one loves us and all of this. And then in the second week, every one of these five say, okay, invite other colleagues I have so they also can join us to complain about our bad life. And then from this, we now are, I think, 280 people.
Mhm.
And from the very beginning, where I was the initiator, we are now a self-organized community of praxis connected to the topic of facilitation. Means we do have someone who is taking care of the technology, so where we meet, where we document things, but the rest is really self-organized. So if someone raised the hand and say, I want to teach you how to use this tool, or I want to share something, or I want to learn something, can I try a virtual game I never did before with you as a group? So after that, I can go to my customer and do this with the group at the customer side. So we really used this Monday calls, and we did every Monday. There was no excuse, there was no except. So every Monday last year, and since mid of January this year, we like restarted to meet. We meet and we like someone is really preparing and hosting the content. And if we don't have someone with the content, we just have a round of speed dating. So we just meet and greet and explain each other where we are. And we have people from, very Western Europe to New Zealand.
Mhm.
So that's the time zone we are covering with the group. And we had already so amazing people. Someone really joins us for 1-2 times. The others are the core, so they are there like every week, and that's how it feels. So in a virtual environment, even if you have people from New Zealand, India, Singapore, or Kathmandu, you don't feel like they are far away, right? You feel like you're connected because you have a similar why. We want to be a good facilitators. So what you see behind me
Yes.
is we have created a facilitators manifesto. So
Mhm.
that was also self-organized. There was no one who said, I'm, the boss, I'm the leader, and now you group have to work for me and we have to create a set of rules. No, it was coming from the group, like what would be the
Mm.
set of rules or set of sentences we all could agree on. And even we do have a very active Iranian community as a part of us. So they have 1-2 people joining us regular, and then they take some things to the Iranian community and talk with each other in their language. And then they bring back whatever they have as a feedback. So they were very active in creating this. So that's really international now. We hope it would work everywhere. We don't have people from Africa or South America. That's the only one part where I don't know if it would work there culturally. But for the rest, it's now a set of rules we have given to ourselves to create impact as facilitators, because facilitation
Mm.
is a skill, but it's also this mindset that I'm hosting a group of people. They want take a decision or create a new product or agree on something or become a better team. So whatever the topic is, my role is clear. I'm taking care of the group process, but I'm not part of it, right? So that's all
Yes.
written here in just some sentences, and we use it on a daily basis for us as a orientation. And that's how also we feel connected, because we say we kind of agreed on this. We didn't sign it, but we kind of feel connected.
Yes. No, amazing story from, complaining how bad life is in early Corona days through a self-organizing, growing community of practice. And I
Yes.
love the Agile Manifesto. I've seen it, I read it, and it inspired me as well. So that's a great result. It's like a miracle in Corona times to have such a big and growing community.
Yeah.
What is behind you is the manifesto, and please we will share the link. Send me the link and we will share it with our listeners and
Mhm.
viewers. What is the heart behind you? What power it gives you on the wall?
Oh, that's what I said before. You have to take care about people.
Mhm.
And here in Zoom, you can do things like this. And I was doing it all the time. So add my reaction to my picture, and I was doing it all the time. And I said I can edit like an
I can't.
always on, because that's the attitude I'm going in every meeting. And whatever happens there, I love to be with people. I love the things they're doing and thinking. Even if we meet to complain, that's good because we are human, we are not robots. Like
Yes.
someone said, oh, we have to this and that, and all the list of things how to be productive in virtual environments. Like, that's nice, but still we are not robots. And if we have a day which is really a bad day, we would like really just to have someone who listens.
Mhm.
That's the thing that makes us human. A robot wouldn't have a bad day, right? A robot is just continuing working. So we are human, and we should appreciate it, and we should allow ourselves also to be weak or to be sad. So to have all the things as a part of the process. If you
Mhm.
don't have bad days, how can you be happy about a good day? You can't feel it. So we need like this polarity. We need to know where's the right, where's the left, where's this wall, and do I have wall on this side too? So that it's something many people forget, because so many topics are related to, focus, discipline, effectiveness, all of this, top 5, top 3, all fine. But we are people. We cannot just focus on doing things. We need to be as well. And that's what the heart reminds me all the time, because I see it. If I look to the screen, I see it all the time. So I always know. It's also what's here on my laptop
Yes.
to remind me to smile, even if I'm working alone. So no one is here.
Yes.
It just reminds me, because the easy stuff about our brain. If you smile for 5 minutes, your muscles are connected to the brain, and the brain says, if she's smiling, something good is happening to her. So I start to produce those happiness hormones. So you
Excellent.
can, yeah, you can you can fake yourself a happy day. If you don't have something what happens to you, you can create your own drugs. So that's amazing things about us as human beings.
Amazing. So great tips from a psychologist, practitioner,
Yeah,
Nadja
yeah,
Petranovskaja. Now you have created the Wondercards, and these
yeah.
are, great tools for facilitators, and you have a program around it. But tell me a bit, what is the wonder that you have created so far with a team, facilitating? What is the wonder that you are most proud of?
Proud. That's a big word. I
Or you are the happiest?
Yeah, I think I did many projects, and I loved all of them. It's really, if I would pick one, probably someone else would be sad watching this video saying, oh, Nadia is not mentioning our project. It was great as well. I think what I'm proud of all the time is that I never stopped to learn, because at the time being, you could say, oh, now I'm a professional. For example, I'm project management professional certified since 2006. So I could say, oh, now I have, the diploma, the certificate. Now I'm good in that, and I could stop learning, right? Or I could say, okay, I'm facilitator. I'm self-employed since 10 years. I'm good in that. I could, say it to everyone, market it, and say, so buy my services. I'm good in that, and I could stop learning. And I think in a scientific way, they call it growth mindset. And what I love to do, especially with teams, and that's what totally makes me crazy happy all the time, is how much we can learn from each other.
Mhm.
So every time I start to work with a group of people, might be just for a week, because we just have a workshop and we have interviews up front and something after the workshop. It might be for years, because we start a really big project. I'm always looking forward to learn from other people.
Mhm.
And even if I do trainings in facilitation for students, which are like very young, unexperienced, I know I can learn from each and every of them, because they all have different views on life. They have different experiences. They mostly come from different environments, countries, so I always looking into group of people I'm meeting, say, what can I learn from this people? And this makes me always so crazy happy, how much we have all together, without, you don't need read all the books and learn all things which are in Wikipedia. Just meet each other, be open, listen, and then whew, that's the wonder. We do care with us every day.
Fantastic. It's proven, scientifically proven, that the adult learning happens much more from learning from each other, regardless how smart and experienced is the lecturer. In the end,
Yeah.
they will learn much more from each other, and that's the role of the facilitator to
Yeah.
nurture, to enable this learning. So
Yeah.
great hearing it from you. Um, Now, we mentioned virtual facilitation. Give us what would be one tip that you could give to managers leading virtual teams when they have to do their team workshop, decision making, Zoom. What would be one tip you could give to them? Could be something exotic, which will be like an icebreaker, could be something more kind of serious. Up to you. Let's give them one takeaway.
One takeaway. One takeaway, I think, because we kind of tired. Some call it Zoom fatigue, but many work in different tools. So it's not about Zoom. It's not the Zoom to blame. Again, we can blame the Zoom and blame the Microsoft and blame all the other tools. It's about us. So one thing I would always recommend to everyone, and I think if you're a leader, it's really always about being proactive and taking care about people, is to create again the environment where people can learn and make others also to leaders. So the second principle, which is printed on the back of the Wondercards, is pull over push. So if you don't tell people what to do, but to create environment where people are eager to propose things, to ask more questions, to take responsibility, to be willing to feel accountable for the final result, to feel connected to the why. Um, and this can be created in many ways. And I think one thing many of us are forgetting and skipping because we never have time, right, is a proper check-in and a proper check-out. So proper check-in means when we have those meetings back to back. I have a meeting 9 to 10, and then I'm already late in my 10 to 11 meeting and all of this stuff, right? So we are loaded with the previous meeting when we come to the next one. And if I don't do a proper check-in, I miss the attention. So I miss people's ability to listen well to what I would like to say or to decide on or to create or whatever the topic is. Means we need really like 2, 3, 5 minutes, whatever it takes to arrive here. And it could be really a shortcut. There are a lot also again of digital tools. We can put some links in your notes, in your podcast notes, where you just push the button and it gives you any kind of question, and you can start with this, like, what was the one good thing happened to me today, or what is on my plate this week? And people really just arrive because everyone answer this question. If you have many people, do it in chat. If you have just 5, 6 people, do a round where everyone raise the voice, and after that give it like a 10 seconds just to listen. Don't just blah, 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 blah over it. So if everyone says what's on my plate this week or what good thing happened to me today, just listen to it. Because if 5 people, 6 people share it, you always can sense the kind of what connects us or what different aspects of life are here right now. And if we not jump over it, so we give it space. It's okay to be here with questions connected to my kids or my wife or whatever else is in my life beside the work life. Then we take the whole person into this meeting, and this whole person is then more able to contribute to the topic of the meeting.
Yes. Great tip. I'm using it constantly, and it makes such a big difference, as you say, to arrive. And there is another benefit of it, like side benefit. You have some introverts, you may have some more kind of extrovert bosses,
Yeah,
and some people wouldn't have a chance to talk until almost the end of the meeting. And in this way, very early, you make everybody actively participating, and it breaks the pattern, and they feel kind of energized. So it's like a side benefit to ensure everyone contributes, which is so critical. That's what also Google discovered in their Google project Aristotle, discovering the
yes,
traits of the teams, their best performing
yeah,
teams. One was that they have equal share of talking, nearly, and
yeah.
second was this psychological safety, that people
Mhm.
safe enough to take risks and so on. Now, what do you read or listen at the moment? What gives you inspiration right now or recently?
Right now I'm reading a lot. still about psychology, because
Mhm.
I'm so interested in how much we still don't know about us as a people. You know, there is a sentence which says 95% of the ocean are still undiscovered. And I think it's still also very similar to us. So 95% of what we can do as a human being are still undiscovered. So what we're able to do, what we're able to, to cope, how we are able to cope with things, how many ways they are to do so. So I'm still discovering a lot about us, because I would like to share all this knowledge in a shape. Wondercards, the one thing what's magic about them, and they really can take them in your pocket. So you don't need 20 books, but it's like 100 books in the box. And what I'm working on now is to create something similar, probably not box of cards, but kind of, you know, course, an online course or something, but where you could say like tons of knowledge, uh, and not compressed that you have to click every link to read 100 pages, but put in a way, in a shape which is magic, so that you easily can agree with and go with it, and take the wisdom out of the small pieces of knowledge and to adapt them
Mhm.
to your way of thinking, and to use them and to become more happy just through the excitement about yourself. And that's what I'm reading, like 10 books at the same time. So they are everywhere, in the kitchen, in my bedroom, in my living room, at work. So they're everywhere. I'm listening to books. I have them on my reading technology, like, because I also do read on iPad and on Kindle. So it's really like, my husband always say the books are your best friends. um, I love to do so, because it inspires me how many stories there are out there. It's, if I cannot meet people all the time, then I meet people who write books, and also the stories in the books. It's also meeting those real stories from real life, and getting excited about how much we can do in our life.
Great. Another commonality we discovered. I also read 10 books at the
Yeah.
same time all over.
Right.
And I look forward to whatever format you decide, online course and so on. I think you have a talent to kind of distill wisdom and to share it in a very collaborative way. So really inspiring people to share and share further. So look forward to it. Approaching the end, two more questions. What do you think? This is like a standard question in my podcast. What do you think is the future of virtual teams?
The future of virtual teams. One thing I'm constantly thinking about right now, because I also work a bit with augmented reality or artificial intelligence topics,
Mhm.
is what if this artificial intelligence will become part of our team. So we have, Peter and Nadja, and then we have a robot which also has a role, because it's smart, it can answer questions, it can think in a way we ask this machine to think. And it's different. Like, to add diversity, it's not only to have, female, male, and international, but also really different. So someone who is really thinking on our topics different. That would be one thing. And the other thing, but that's really crazy, because I'm really working a lot on future of work topics, is that the future team, in my understanding, is no longer connected to a dedicated company or dedicated, product or something. We work even more interconnected in any kind. Like, we do have a group which is working on a solution for a topic, but there are not just people from BMW and Mercedes, but also people from totally different areas, and they are all working on a solution for a problem which arises probably somewhere from the automotive world, but they are somehow just interested and feel responsible to co-create it. So probably kind of hackathon or something. And
Mhm.
we have seen it in the very first months of Corona, that we had this 24 hours hackathon by a German government, where people from everywhere, and they were totally independent from each other. Many companies, many freelancers, everything, they worked together in this hackathon and created a lot of solutions for uh, issues we got. So it is already not just a theoretical future, it is possible. We just need to, go away from the structure we do have in our brains, how it should be or how it works today. Not the only way we can work in the future. And virtual teams, what I totally love about it, we can really just click a button, come together, work on the thing, go out and spread the word. So it's possible.
Absolutely. No, that's very inspiring. This is also, I'm a firm believer of this. I call it competition. It's been around as
Yeah,
a term, but collaborating. This was part of my latest book written last year during Corona times.
yeah,
People collaborate from different industries. In fact, I have a client in the biotech which they developed corona vaccine together. 10 companies in the biotech space
yeah,
share their R&D results and data and access to scientists to work together. And it will be the future. I had a, the global head of R&D was the sponsor of the project, and I interviewed him, and he said, I bet big time on this competition and even further tackling the toughest challenges of humanity. So that's also inspired me very much. And when you say artificial intelligence, you say it's crazy. To some extent it is. There is research that says within near future or even now you have board position, a role of a board member performed by AI. And
yeah,
if you look at the success of Netflix and Amazon, all this artificial intelligence that suggests articles and movies, it is more than the marketing kind of board member.
yeah,
But it's another story. I think this mix will be very exciting. How to make it most productive, enjoyable when people kind of communicate and collaborate with artificial intelligence. You kind of answered, but what do you think the future of work will look like? That would be my last question. And you could also have a final words or a
mm,
message to our listeners.
yeah. Well, in my world, the future of work is when we redefine what work is. And we no longer look forward to Friday,
Mhm.
but we look forward to every day of the week. And not because we love to work as an action, but because we love to be the one person, the one human being who feels connected to the final impact we are creating through whatever we are doing. And that might be a real action, like we building things and typing emails. But I hope we stop doing this and emails will be removed by more talking and less typing. And probably work even looks like a pleasure, like a fun things. Because, for example, what I know from psychological side of life, when we play, we are fearless. And if we are fearless, we are much more able to use our resources, our mental resources, our power as a person. So I imagine work which is more playful, more fun, more connected to a big purpose, which might be a serious one or just doing things that other people are happy and they do something serious. So really everyone can have a personal why. And we are less concerned. So the topic of work is not longer someone a one who is which is connected to feeling stressed or feeling not engaged. So all of these things, if you would put it in a search engine machine now, you would really find a lot of words which are more concerned connected to work. And I would see a future of work which is really more being happy about it and being proud of it, and really getting up every morning without this machine which you say you have to, but which says I want to get up and I want to go out there and I want to feel connected to my power and to my goal. And it makes me happy. And at the end of the day, I have even more energy inside of me than I had in the morning because I did all this and I have been myself.
Fantastic. Great words from Nadia, and great emotion that you can see and feel. Be more playful at work, be fearless, and look forward to work and be more energized in the end of the day. Nadja,
Yeah.
yay! Thank you so much for joining us, sharing your wisdom.
You're
Wish you a
welcome.
fantastic day.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you. To our listeners, join us each Tuesday, and also virtual power hack from me, Peter Ivanov, and have a fantastic day.